Some may not know this, but in my research, it states that in 1996, you wrestled 2 matches in ECW as one half of the Dark Riders with Bad Boy Billy Black, working with the Eliminators. What was the experience at the ECW arena like for you?
Cornette had told me, they said, "Hey, listen, kid, keep working, and I'll get you try to get you a job up there." I was off that time, and a good friend of mine, Billy Black, great worker. He said, "Hey, you want to go to ECW with me?" And I said, "Yeah." I mean, because that was the hot thing at the time, you know. And I was like everybody else. Hell, I want to go there. But it was after the thing with New Jack, and I knew that Jimmy and Paul, had a little friction, or I don't know really what it was. But anyway, they weren't on great terms at the time. So I did call Jim Cornette, and I said, "Hey, is it gonna be a thing? If I go up there and work?" And he said, "Absolutely not. Go up there and take his money." And I said, "All right." So me and Billy went up there, and I actually met Rey Mysterio. I think he was probably 17 at the time, maybe. I mean, he was still young. Met Rey Mysterio that weekend, but we went up and then we had the match with Eliminators. And if anybody can ever get a hold of the whole match, man, I pulled out every move. I did like a huge elbow drop off the top, big leg drop. I did skin the cat back over, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I pulled it all out. And Paulie liked it, and he was planning on bringing us back. Cornette had promised he would try to get me a job. I got home, and I'd been home a couple of weeks. The plan was to bring us back at the next taping. I got home, I got a call from Cornette, and answered the phone. He said, "Well, you ready to go to work, kid?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "There's a contract in the mail coming to you." And I said, "You kidding me?" He said, "Nope." I said, how'd you do that? I saw Vince at TV, and I told him, I said, "Hey, that big kid, I told you about, I had Smoky Mountain." He said, "Yes." He said, he went over to work for Paulie this weekend. He said, "Sign it." So that's how, kind of roundabout way got my contract with Vince. But I have to tell you, I thought about it for a while. Not too long, but I mean, I did have to sit and think about it. And because, Vince likes to make his own stars. He loves the fact that he can say that he built you from scratch. But on the other hand, looking back on it, there was an opportunity for me to go to ECW and probably, make a name for myself there, and then maybe, jump, of course, after everything went down. But yeah, ECW was great, man. I really had to think about it because, at the time, that was the cool thing. And, everybody wanted to be, most people wanted to be there, and there again, New Jack and Mustafa were there. So, as soon as Billy called him up and said, "Hey, he works down here with us in Georgia, you can ask Jack and Mustafa." Of course, they said, "Yeah, bring him up." So, yeah, that's the ECW story, I guess.
Very cool. And I love how that kind of, blended into you going to the World Wrestling Federation.
Network, that's the way we play. Good God Almighty. Network, that's the way we play. Get puppies. Network, that's the way we play. Get.
The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.